Hello IELTS students and welcome back for another video with Coach Brad. Today we are going to be looking at a writing exercise in section 1, which is graphs without a trend. So these can often be pie charts, bar charts, but they are a little bit different to the graphs which have a trend because usually they don't have the dates, and often you can't say something has increased or decreased. It is more just about describing the data you can see and comparing it, which is more, which is less, which is higher, which is lower, the highest, the lowest, etc. All right, let's begin. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. These videos are for my private IELTS students, but I like to share them on YouTube so everybody can gain some benefit. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments section below. And if you want to get in contact with me, there is information in the description below the video. As usual, the section 1 is 150 words or more, not less. If you write less, you will lose score. You get a score out of 9. Aim for 3 short paragraphs, an introduction, which is maybe 2 or 3 sentences, and then a couple of paragraphs just to describe the main body. Try not to spend more than 20 minutes on this exercise. If you practice a lot, it should be easy for you to do it within 20 minutes. Section 2 is much more difficult, and section 2 is worth more points, has a higher score. So you want to be spending a lot more time on that. A lot of my students on their first test make a big mistake, don't look at the time, and as a result, they spend too much time on section 1, which if you practice enough should really be automatic and much easier for you than section 2. Have a look at this example which I have done. The first thing you need to look at is the tense as always. In this example, there is no date. Because there is no date, we just have to use present simple tense for describing the data. If you see a date, for example, 2010, instantly when you are describing the data, you must be using past tense. The date is usually along the bottom axis of the chart. And not always, because sometimes you get multiple pie charts, for example, with different dates, sometimes even the future. But in my example, there is no dates, but always look for that first. And there is no trend. You cannot say Korea is increasing more than Thailand, or Australia is decreasing. It doesn't work like that. You can say one is more or one is less, but save the increasing, decreasing vocabulary, jump, drop, rise, fall, etc. Save that for when you can see trends, usually which go along with dates or times. Moving along, starting with the introduction, you don't want to be including data just yet. Say what the graph shows. Almost always use present simple because you are describing the chart. 1 or 2 sentences is enough. I have given an example. The chart shows, or the graph illustrates, or information is provided by the chart. They are all options depending on your skill level. Okay, the chart shows how many posts, what are we measuring, and how is it measured. We are measuring social media usage, and it's measured in posts per day. And the categories in this case are male and female in 5 different nationalities. You can see USA, France, Thailand, Korea, and Australia. The pink bars are the females, the green bars are the male. I think that's pretty simple. The chart shows how many posts are uploaded onto social media platforms by both male and female users. The data is split into 5 different nationalities. You don't need to list them. And social media usage is measured in posts per day. Next chart. Now, the main body, you want to be looking for the most important information. Usually the thing that you see first, it could be the biggest, the most, the highest amount. That is the best place to start. Use comparative and superlative adjectives: higher than, lower than, more than, less than, the most, the least, the biggest, the smallest. I think you understand. And also a good strategy is to rank in order of size, starting from the highest and working your way down to the lowest. So my examples: female users from Korea upload the highest amount of social media content. Very easy to see. It is the tallest bar in the chart. That is the best place to start. Males generally post at a lower level than females. I am comparing males and females. Not always, but generally. Looking at the female users, Koreans and Thais are the most frequent posters. Here I am ranking, followed by Australians, French, and Americans respectively. Learn that system of ranking. It's an easy way to fill out a paragraph and get a lot of information into a small space. Some more phrases that you can use. Try to learn these. They will help you. Treat part one of writing like you are an engineer. Don't be too creative. Develop a system, some vocabulary you are used to, and you can always use it automatically. You will go so much faster, you will make less mistakes, and you can get a really good score for section 1. Okay, it can clearly be seen that. What is obvious? It can clearly be seen that females post more than males. One thing which stands out is how little Australian males post on social media. They are the lowest amount. Something is less than half of something else. The amount Koreans and Thai females post is almost equal. You can say something is 2 times, 3 times, 4 times as much as something else. There is a big difference between Australian female usage and Australian male usage. And the chart is measured in. That is a good option for an introduction. The chart is measured in social media posts per day. The chart is measured in millions of dollars. The chart is measured in household spending. So many options. It's usually on the vertical axis. So in conclusion, the main points you need to remember: what does the data show? Find the most important information. Use adverbs, quantifiers, and modifiers, superlative and comparative adjectives. Use variety to describe the data. Don't describe it in the same way every time. Don't always say A is more than B, B is more than C. You will get a low score because you haven't showed variety in your vocabulary. And a good strategy is to rank the information. I have provided a sample for you here, which you can read. Why don't you try it yourself and post it in the comments? I'm sure I will get a chance to have a look at it, and other people can also give you some feedback. I will even give you a score if I have the time. But yeah, feel free to write your answer to my bar chart in the comment section. So until next time, remember, the secret to a good IELTS score is practice, practice, practice. I'll see you next time.